We know this works. We know that chest-only compressions work. You never know when this is going to be needed. I'm Matt, this is Kim. We started the Matthew Mangine Jr. Foundation. We lost our son at 16 years old, June of 2020, at soccer practice. So towards the end of soccer practice, he collapsed and was not resuscitated. So Kim and I started this foundation. What I really like to say is I'm training a lot of new advocates to go out. You might be at Walmart, you might be at Dick's Sporting Goods, at a hotel, somewhere later in life, but you're ready to go because you've been doing this, muscle memory. Thank you for having us out. We love coming out as much as we can, and I hope you guys feel that this is a good part of the training that you don't have to do, but you guys have really taken it upon yourselves to do.
Our biggest thing is what we're doing this for is for sudden cardiac arrest, okay? If somebody goes down, for you primarily at practice, but anywhere. If somebody drops down and is unresponsive, okay, what do we do?
So it was 2 years ago this month, and this is the culmination of 2 years, is where we're here today. This is our grieving process. This is what we're trying to do, is help the next individual not have to, and parents or whoever, not have to go through what we've gone through. So that's why we're here, is to help educate you guys to, be prepared for situations like this.
Our biggest thing is what we're doing this for is for sudden cardiac arrest, okay? If somebody goes down, for you primarily at practice, but anywhere. If somebody drops down and is unresponsive, okay, what do we do? We don't want to stand around and be like, I'm scared to help somebody, I'm afraid I'm gonna do something worse, I don't know what's wrong with them. So this is kind of to take the fear out of that for you guys, okay? So if somebody drops down, 3 key principles here, there's 3 C's, okay? So if somebody would drop down, the first thing we would do is check the individual, okay? So first C is check. So you're gonna check your individual, you're gonna say, hey, are you okay? Because it could be that somebody just passed out and comes to, okay? Obviously, if they're still breathing, you're not going to start doing anything to them, but you're going to check on them and see what's going on. They're completely gone, completely out of it, okay? Your next C is going to be to call 911. For us here, and you guys will kind of go over that with us and or the coaches in a different meeting, not with this training, but we go over our emergency action plans, right, okay, of what to do at our specific venues if an emergency happens, okay? The biggest thing is going to be that somebody specific is going to be told to call 911. So if we're in this big group, I'm going to say, Matt, call 911, and I'm going to look at that person and I'm going to point to them, and if I know their name, I'm going to call them by name, because if I just yelled to this whole room, call 911, you either all would call and we're going to overflood and have so many people coming, which is great, but also not so great. We don't need everybody to call at the same time, or none of you are going to call because you're going to say, who does she want to call? I don't have my phone's in my backpack, I don't know what to tell them, where to tell them to go, okay? So we're going to tell somebody specific to call 911. If you are by yourself, let's say you're in an aisle at Kroger, okay, and somebody collapses and you're the one there and you're by yourself and there's nobody near you, or you're out at the track and you're the only person crossing with somebody else, you're going to get your phone out and put it on speaker, okay, and put it down, and that way you can still utilize your hands and not be holding your phone on your shoulder, okay? So we're going to check the individual, we're going to call 911, and then our third C, which is the biggest component to this, is that we're going to start compressions. You guys all have a mannequin dummy in front of you. These have a little bit of a cheat code or so that it shows you exactly where we're going to place our hands, okay? On a real human body, it's going to be down here at the bottom of your ribs, right in the middle of the chest, okay? It's the best way to tell you. You're going to take the bottom of your hand, okay, basically right here, of your dominant hand, and then you're going to interlock your other hand. You're going to be up over top of the individual. You'll be kneeling up on one knee, but you're going to want to have your upper body over top of that person's body so that you can use the force necessary to do our compressions, okay? So if everybody wants to
get in a position,
kneel up. So we're going to put our hands in the middle of the chest there, interlock our fingers, okay? And then on these dummies, there should be a click. Okay. So we're gonna have a little bit of bend in our arms, and like I said, you're gonna want your body to be over top because you're gonna use your body weight to press into that individual with through your arms, through your hands, okay? And to give a compression. Everybody get ready. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
All compressions are good compressions. No compressions
All
are
right,
bad
time.
compressions. If you're smaller or if you're not getting the audible click, that's okay, because there is no such thing as a bad compression. If we're not doing any compressions, you're doing the worst thing possible.
Being too afraid or nervous of, I don't have my CPR certification, I can't do this. Yes, you can. We've all just taught you how to do a compression, okay? You know how to do the right compression. If you see someone go down, you don't have to worry about all those, am I gonna get in trouble? Am I gonna hurt them? You do the compressions. And there's a chance, that's as long as you have to do it, you may start doing compressions and that individual might wake up and then obviously you would stop, okay? You might EMS might be really close. So you might do it for a very short time and then they come and they get an AED on them and you're done. Or you're by yourself, you're in a place where EMS is a little bit farther away, you might have to do it for a while. This training, your muscle memory will kick in, your adrenaline will kick in because it's not a dummy, it's a real life person on the ground there, okay? So you don't fear that, okay? It's a fact, we know it would happen, we know what to do, okay? Be confident in your skills because you have them now. So the other thing we're gonna touch on, if nobody has questions about compressions, is AEDs. This is another part of, so we would call 911, we would start compressions, we would also, here you would send someone to go get the AED, okay? We have AEDs all over the place. Throughout school, we carry one with us when we were at the games, okay? And then we also we'll send one with the coaches or leave one out there for practice time. Because if we have a softball game and we're not out there, but you guys are still practicing, obviously one needs to be out there closer to you because it's a little bit of a hike to get from here to you. You open it up, okay? They all kind of look different. They're different colors, but they all do the same thing and their core components are all the same, okay? So there's an on button. There's different pads for an adult or a child, okay?
Do not touch the patient. Analyzing heart rhythm. Shock advised. Everyone clear. Press the flashing shock button.
Okay, so as you guys can tell, it talks you through the entire thing. And yes, this is a training dummy, but ours do the exact same thing as well. It gives you a picture of where to put it, okay? So it's gonna be your upper right and lower left chest so that
one pad off blue plastic.
So that it would cross through, okay? If you just are in the moment and you pin them on anywhere on the chest, it's fine. It's gonna do the same thing. So you would put it on the individual's bare chest. It will talk you through. It is not going to shock you. It tells you multiple times when it is reading the rhythm and it wants you to stop. This would be when you would stop compressions, okay? If EMS is not here yet and you are doing the compressions and somebody else on the team comes and brings the AED or we bring the AED, that's when we would stop, is when it would say analyzing rhythm, shock advised, stand clear of the patient. They all say different variations of the same thing. And they're foolproof, okay? They tell you exactly what to do. You don't need to remember all the ins and outs of it. You put the pads on, it tells you what to do. The button flashes, it tells you exactly what to do for the shock, okay? And then, like that one said, it will tell you if it detects a rhythm, then we're hands off then because the person has a heartbeat back, okay? Or it will say continue CPR, okay? And it'll do compressions. There is a razor in there, okay? Some individuals have hairy chests, okay? So there's a little razor in with the pad, so you would
Gotta make sure it's
shave off so that it can stick, okay?
gotta stick.
And if it's a female patient, modesty is out the window. They'd rather you save their life, okay? They're not worried about you seeing things, okay? So again, taking the fear, taking the awkwardness out of it, it is what it is. It's a fact. You know it's an emergency situation. We're saving their life at that point.